Hello, everybody. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let me know in the comments. It's my first live, so I'm a little nervous. I'm just trying to get this together, so bear with me as I get all the fine kinks in place. Today's topic, we're gonna go into as I go into the live. I believe I am live. I have to say it's like I said, give me some time here to just um, fine tune some of these issues that I may have. Um, I hope that this year has been really good for all of you guys. Um, okay, so we've got one that's hopped in here, so welcome. I was just saying that just give me some time to sort out the kinks, if there is any. Can you just let me know in the comments if you can hear me? That'll be appreciated. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes for people to just sign on. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. I got that. I'm just trying to look at another way where I can see because it's so small and I don't want to tilt my head up. So bear with me. I'm just gonna see if there's another way that I can. Unfortunately, there's no other way to just sign in and then deal with this also. um, perfect. So there are people that are actually hopping on. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was just saying to others that Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a fantastic year so far. 2025 is going to be hopefully a very, very good kick-ass year. Um, okay, so okay, people are signing in and they're saying, I have all these devices, so bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can look at the comments a little bit better because on my phone it's a little bit harder for me to look at. So I did want to hop on and talk about a topic here. I think that that's actually a topic that everybody has a hard time understanding when you are in a spiritual journey or in a twin flame journey. Okay, here we go. I can see myself and hopefully that everybody has a hard time, understanding when you are in a spiritual journey or in a twin flame journey. Okay, that's not working out. Sorry. I can't do this. I need to see the comments. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, anyways, I will just hop on and just talk about, and hopefully I can see the comments and it's not interrupting me. I have even all of these devices, really hard for me to tune in and look at the comments. The one that I did want to talk about was self-love. And a lot of times what people don't understand is the issue with this is that even if you are trying to manifest your twin flame or a specific person, it doesn't matter what. When you don't actually dive into your own self-love, a lot of areas will start to not look very, very good. Your areas that will affect is, of course, your health, your finances, people around you. Have you noticed? Tell me how many of you actually have noticed this, where you will even have a hard time with people. They would actually not. They will not actually even pay attention to you. Now I'm talking about your friends and your family, even people at work. You won't be like the center of attention. Has that ever happened to you guys where You've had issues when people are, um, like sort of ignoring you. And when you actually have that kind of issue, it's always a good idea to look at what's happening uh, from within. Reason why I'm saying that is I've actually written a blog on self-concept, and I'm actually diving quite deep into this aspect because I feel that when you are dealing with a twin flame, you're dealing with, you're in a twin flame journey, a spiritual journey. What ends up happening is that you actually always have that, the inner things to heal, the self-concept part, that sort of thing. And it's actually, I think that the self-concept, now that I'm looking into it, diving deep into all of this, it's actually stemming from not just your childhood. It's actually stemming from even when you were actually probably still in your mom's womb, right? You're actually, absorbing the things that your mother was even going through. So I think that this conditioning actually started a long time ago. So, this doesn't just mean that, you are just dealing with, just that aspect. Um, I'm gonna, I'm just seeing myself. Am I in the right way vertically, or should I actually restart this? Because I'm thinking here, like I'm now I can see myself live, and I can see that I'm actually switched around. Can one of you just let me know, and then I'll restart this whole thing? If you can just let me know in the comments if I'm switched fine, the way that I'm filming right now, or is it actually, you know, a little reverted. Um, so anyhow, um, I'm gonna, bear with me. I will actually just stay on with this live. I'm just gonna switch this around to maybe kind of like that. Okay, I will have to change something and try like that. Okay, is that better? I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, perfect. I have all this messy stuff that I have. Bear with me. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to say that a lot of times what ends up happening is, you are getting into that, conditioning. That part is happening. So as you are growing up, of course, as you get into your childhood, you also have the same, more conditioning is happening. You're getting treated differently by your siblings. You have maybe some rivalry, even that, right? You even have, um, like your friends at school. It could be your teachers are maybe not, treating you good. It could be any of these things. So, having said that, you end up growing that way. So, and nobody teaches these kind of things, unfortunately. And the only time you actually dive into all of this is when you actually start getting your spiritual awakening, you meet your twin flame, you meet your specific person, and then you start looking into some of your self-concept, what they are and what's happening. So what we're going to talk about today is the self-concept aspect. You guys probably already know that there's law of attraction, there is manifestation that you can do in all sorts of ways, to affirmations, right? To just kind of inner child healing. You can do all of those kind of things to actually improve your, your manifestations. But having said that, it's never, it's not overnight process that you'll actually be able to, totally heal that aspect. So what this means is that you need to, you have to start looking within, because everything that's happening in your outer realities, of course, a mirror aspect of what's happening inside you. So you need to understand that part, right? You need to understand your childhood, go back and see how this kind of conditioning or trauma or something that has created or bursted to begin with. It could be, your parents. Usually, it's usually your caregivers. So it could be your parents, aunt, your uncle, whoever was raising you at that time, grandma. Everybody has a different story, right? You have to see how that changed your outcome. Were you neglected? Were you coming from a broken home? Did your you know you it could be many things, and everybody's going to have different scenarios, so it's hard to say. I'll give you some examples and see if any of these resonates. Let's just say that you were up till you maybe you had older siblings, but here you are little, and your parents are showering lots of love and attention to you, and all of a sudden the next sibling comes, or the sibling after, and now suddenly they don't have the same kind of attention that they had for you. They're turning all their attention to their newborn, your new sibling, right? So this could be one of the other factor. It could be that you came from a broken home or something like that, where your dad or your mom just left you. This is when it kind of all starts to impregnate, right? All this kind of self-concept and so forth. So when it comes to your self-love, you have to actually kind of go into what it is in your story. And that's the hardest part, because not every time you remember what your story is. But start there. Start there and see how you can remember. Sometimes what ends up happening is when you have, things that deep, that rooted, you actually block it. And that's very common as well. You have two sides of yourself, right? There is the right side and there is the left side. So the right side is going to be, let's just say your subconscious side, and then your left side would be your ego side, right? That's the conscious side. So your conscious side is sort of a gatekeeper, and this is the baby language that I'm explaining you guys. So how this works is your subconscious is where all the you whenever you're manifesting anything that you're doing, you're always doing it from your subconscious side. So if you are trying to manifest something, you're going to manifest it from the subconscious, and then if your ego doesn't think that this is what is good for you, it will block it. So the idea of the ego is to keep you safe, and it's been doing it for years, since the beginning of time, since you were actually originated. So that is how this whole stuff is manifested. And to go into your self-love, to understand your self-concept, you could be parroting 75,000 affirmations per day, but if you're not actually believing any of those affirmations that you have, it's not going to actually accept it. Your subconscious won't accept it. So, and this is where the law of assumption will come, where you have to assume things to be true in order for things to kind of formulate into reality. So that was my little blip on the the self concept. If you guys have any questions that you want me to answer, do go ahead and drop it into the comments. I can actually see it like this, so I rather look at it this way. Even though I have this device, it's not really showing me much, so I can read it like that. So so yeah, go ahead and ask me any questions, anything that you want to tell me. Also, it's always nice to know how everybody is doing. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. It's always nice to know. I'll try to do future lives, and hopefully it won't be as rusty as this one, from like in different time zones, so that some of you can actually catch it in another part of the world. I know that this was I tried to squeeze this one in at at the midday on a Saturday, but I'll try to do other time zones as well. I will see how it actually works out in my schedule. So yeah, if you guys have any twin flame questions that you want to ask, you can do that. Definitely, I will look at what you need to tell me. Is if there's an experience that you guys have that you want to also tell me, go ahead and do that. I also wanted to touch base on, if you guys haven't done this, do look at, I've done so many programs on self-love, and then finally I decided to create my own program. And it's a 21-day program. It's available in my website. It is something that I recommend everybody to do. And one of my clients actually ended up purchasing that, and then she was watching another law of attraction coach, and what ended up happening is she actually ended up manifesting a specific person. Well, it wasn't a specific person, but very, very good mate for herself, and that was because she was applying all these things that that my program was talking about. So I totally recommend people to get that. It's 21 day program for $21. It's not expensive. It's worth it. It's got a lot of homework assignments in it, and what it ends up doing is it actually will go through all this self-concept that I'm talking about. And this was my topic that I wanted to start off with as my first live, just because I know that this is such an important subject to talk about when it comes to wanting to manifest, right? So yeah, I really think that people can manifest a lot of things when it comes to your dreams and desires and goals, that sort of thing. So so yeah, anything else that you guys want me to cover, definitely just put down in the comments. I will actually look at the topic. Is there anybody that wants to know anything about money? We can talk about that. I know that I've done a lot of videos. I think there's 2 that I did on how to manifest money. So it is beginning of the year, and if you guys want to know which ones are those, definitely do take a look at those 2 videos. Those are really good tips. In video 1, I just to show you guys just the progress of what I managed to manifest when I was manifesting money. I talk about in that video, like wallets and purses and stuff like that, and it's not gender based because men carry wallets too. So, so anyways, I actually manifested by the year of 2024, at the end, a very, very high-end designer purse. Yeah, people would not buy something like that. I won't tell you what it is. If you guys want to want me to reveal it to you, I can show it in the next maybe live. But yes, it was something that I decided to download the picture. First of all, I'm very particular about wallets, so it had to be a certain size. So I decided to I decided to look around, and then finally, when I found the wallet, then I had already checked out the purse. So, and this is my everyday purse, so I decided to actually um, get it, and yeah, so that was my December purchase. And let's just say that whenever it's a very unusual purse, so every time I walk around with it or something like that, like people just kind of they're drawn to it. So it's you can, like I said, you can manifest anything like this, so you just have to kind of find the technique, right? You have to know how to tune in into any of those kind of things. I did mention in my December video, the last 4 months have been rough for me. I was going through some health issues, and it was pretty bad, and I got much better now. Still recovering. So, but having said that, yes, it's something that I also manifested, because yeah, you can even manifest health. I decided to um, you know um, manifest that. I have a question here. I don't answer these kind of things. This is live. I'm sorry, Surya. You're asking me something that I'm not sure. Yeah, I when it comes to live, I won't be able to answer, these kind of stuff where people are asking about somebody really, really specific. It doesn't work that way. It won't work that way with any psychics. You have to actually open up a space. You have to allow the energy to flow in and all those kind of things. I can say yes or no, but that's going to be not the right answer. For that to happen, yeah, you need to actually open the space and all those kind of things. This won't be something that unfortunately I'll be able to answer here for you. You can book a session with me, and then maybe we can have a look. But yeah, if there's anything generally that people want to ask about manifesting, I try to answer that. Um, what you can do is, if you want to manifest, your person, I would say look at law of assumption and see if you can get some better results in terms of manifesting your ex back. So try that. And for those that do not know what law of assumption is, it's very, very similar to law of attraction, but law of attraction is a little bit different. There's two, there's two ways that you can look at it. I can't explain more on the law of attraction, how to manifest things. But you can look into my playlist, that will help you how to manifest, somebody that you have in mind, using the law of attraction. I've got a playlist on that, so hopefully that will assist you in doing that. And yeah, other one that you can look into is law of assumption, and you have to see which one works for you, because it's different for everybody. But the law does work. I tested it so many times in different ways, so I know that it actually does work. It's just that to understand it and to fine tune it and to actually apply it, this is where everybody has a hard time, because you may have 2 million people on YouTube, and they will explain you all these things till cows come home, but it depends on how you understand it. It's so individualized. I don't think that anybody explains it. uh, it took me years to understand it, and at some point, what I will do is, and this is going to be my down the road situation, where I will actually make a program on a step-by-step basis on how to attract things, by using the law of attraction, law of assumption, And that could be a specific person, it could be money, health, anything like that, right? Right now I don't have anything like that, but of course if you guys do want to know what that is, you'll have to look into my playlist, or you can also book a one-on-one coaching, because it's just so personalized. Then I can really tell you, give you a script here, on a session. I can and tell you what you want to, how you can actually go about doing whatever that you want to do, right? So yeah, all the best, and do try that. It does work, especially off the bat. I would say the law of assumption. So let me know. You can always send me an email and let me know if that actually worked for you. Anybody else that has any questions, you can, general questions, anything about self-love you guys want to know. Whether you're trying to attract somebody specific, X, twin flame, one thing that you really have to understand is that everything is a mirror to you, which means that whatever is happening in your outside world is definitely a mirror situation that's happening inwards. So you have to really understand that. And of course it's going to be very different for everybody. It could be that you you are trying to manifest money, and then if you have your inner assumption of money, or your views of money is not very good, then all of that stuff is going to get blocked, right? So you have to understand that part. So yeah, there's many ways to fine tune what's happening inwards, and that's where you look at those coaching programs that people offer, because that's what they're trying to do, is to fine tune that the inner demons and stuff like that. Anybody has any healing type of questions that they want to ask, let me know. Any spiritual healing, any type of healing. One thing I do want to say, when it comes to healing, listen to your body. I always say that, and listen to your care providers, like meaning, your doctors, somebody that has a doctor attached to their title, because you'll find that everybody in God's name will always give you an opinion. It doesn't matter who they are, but unless they actually are, if they haven't studied medicine, they don't know what they're talking about. And I found that in my month of upheaval, right, that I went through with my health issues and stuff like that. So yeah, listen to your intuition, listen to your your body and what it's saying. There's a lot of information on Google, so always look at another opinion from Google as well, because chances are that you're gonna find some some stuff that's gonna come handy there as well. Part of self-love is definitely self-care, so you want to make sure that your your self-care is really on par, right, with whatever you are trying to I mean, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. You can always find love, you can always manifest money, right? You can always have a job, you can always have a business, but when it comes to health, if it goes spiraling down, there's not much you can do. So so make sure that your health is your number one priority. And this is why for you to tend to your garden, your spiritual garden, your mental garden, right, your physical well-being, that's all very important. And it's not a bad idea to create those kind of boundaries as well with people. I had to do that with my recent situations. I had to get rid of all the people that were around me. Not get rid of it, but just kind of remove myself from people, just so that just so that I could just go in within and figure out what is um, what is going on with me. I had to Google a lot of information. I only was listening to people that had the doctor title to them because they were the ones that were not giving me really weird, diagnosis. Everybody else was, and I was really, really bad. So, um, I have a question here. So, hi, I would like to ask, when does the DM starts to acknowledge the connection? Do they also go on an awakening? Thank you. Yes. When do they actually start to acknowledge the connection? Go back into your connection with them. And when you actually think about all the things that you guys said to each other, and in that time, he would have or she would have actually given you a hint. I have a blog on that where I mention about DMs giving clues, and they actually give you clues. It's crazy how quickly that they do that. I only dealt with my DM for 4 days, and in that 4 days, he gave me lots of clue, for me to write an article and do this. So I think that they always know. And if you have a feeling, now this is very, very important. If you have a feeling that they always knew, then that's what it is. Whatever you assume it to be true is what it is. So if you have this feeling that they definitely knew all along, and this is why they ran, then that's what it is. Do they also go on a awakening? They start to go on an awakening process in different times. Every couple is different. Yes, they do. 100% they do. How this rolls out in your connection, that's very hard to say. You will know when they're going in an awakening because you'll feel it. Because they are energetically connected to you. And when you feel that they're going into an awakening, that's what usually it is. I kind of started feeling my DM when he was going through his awakening process. And into, I would say, a couple years into the journey, after he pulled off. And yeah, and it was true. He did. So yeah, I want to say that that's what it is. You just have to kind of, I guess in anybody's case, you are your own answer to that, because you kind of have an idea. And if this was if you were asking to try to know if your intuition was correct, that kind of thing, then it is definitely on point and correct to what you were feeling. So yeah, DMs do get they acknowledge you, they know who you are, and they can't lie, right? There's only so much that they can do, right? So they can't lie to themselves too long. What else can we talk about? I'm not gonna be on this too long, maybe another 15 minutes. So if you guys want to ask any questions, any more questions, jot it down or let me know, or however way, because yes, I just wanted to do a short live and just show up here. I'm gonna do more lives in this coming year. I'll try to do maybe once a month live, or maybe twice a week, depending on my time availability. And if for whatever reason you guys are not catching it at the time that you are, and this is a replay, that's fine. Hold on to your questions. I can always, you can always come back and ask a question if you want to know it live hand, or you could also, just jot it here in the question, and I can I can answer in the other series as well, because that's another one that I always have, right? I do answer questions in the other series as well. So if need be, I can do an episode in there, and answer all the questions that you guys have. Um, Another thing that I want to talk about is um, gratitude journaling. I know this is something that is really law of attraction, and you can Google all you want on that. But what I found is that, and this is just through my own experience, that if you don't you know, you can write this on your phone, you can say it out loud to the universe, but it's always more powerful when you actually write it. And I didn't realize that this is actually a really, really good habit until I started paying attention to the law of assumption. Because be mindful of how your state of mind is when you are actually going to bed. Start this. The reason why I said that is because a lot of times, if you are, and you can try this law, if you are going to bed with lots of worry, or lots of, lots of things are going in your mind, and some of them are not, you're not, bad things happen to you during the daytime and you're thinking about it during the nighttime, and you're going to bed with that, you're carrying the vibrational weight to that, right? So you want to not do that. So one way of getting into a good mindset when you're going to bed is definitely gratitude journaling. Before you go to bed, write 3 things that you're grateful for. This is the minimum. Of course, you can always go more than that. And what it does is it plays 2 things. First of all, it gives you enough enough rhythm to manifest more things from the universe that you would be grateful for. Meaning that if you've got 3 things that you're grateful for today, then the universe will give you 10 more things to be grateful for. So this is how it kind of works. Everything's frequency, everything's an energy. So what it does is it actually aligns you into that frequency where you will have more reasons to be grateful for. So that's one thing, one benefit of having that. The other benefit is, you're not taking the negativity to bed, and which means that you're not actually, taking that into your vibrational, frequency, right? You're not doing that as well. So that is another way of, looking at this. So get a journal. You don't have to get something expensive, get something that's cheap. A book is okay too. It's the energy that you put in there that matters, not that it has to be a fancy journal. It doesn't have to be. Something very simple is fine too. Try to get on that. And this is still still in the beginning of January. So we still haven't met the halfway point. So I really, really strongly recommend everybody to do their gratitude journaling. If you want to start it today, do it. And then you can always transfer that information once you actually have a book, if you don't have one, because it still gets you into that frequency of doing so. I really, really think that you guys will have really good results with that. What else? Another thing I wanted to add is in the description box, you guys will see all the links of my social media. I know that my Facebook, I had to start my page fresh, and so the link for my new Facebook page is there, and I'm there, quite frequently. So try to follow me there as well, because you get daily nuggets of wisdom through some of my posts that I do. And any updates and stuff like that, I usually put it there. Sometimes I don't think I put too much on the YouTube community. I should, only the important things, but I'm more active there in the Instagram as well as the Facebook. So join me there so that you guys can always get all the updates. with that, hopefully you guys will actually have an amazing year ahead. Wish you all the best. And yeah, with that, this was my first live, and there's going to be more to come. Keep coming with those questions. I will be more than happy to air them out whichever way I can. Probably the Java series, because I don't know when my next live would be. Once I decide it, then I will, give you guys, 2 days of notice, I think. So with that, this was Twin Flame Union. Take care.